Hey guys,
It's Isaac Shear Soccer here, back with another podcast. I'm here with
Colin Evans.
and today we will be doing our Prem predictions. So hey, comment down below if you would like the podcast to be shorter, like 30 minutes or something. Or I was thinking more like 30 to 45 minutes, or you want it longer, like an hour to an hour and a half. But yeah, let's get right into it. We're gonna say our Prem predictions for the season, and then at the end of the season, we're gonna come back and see who was more right. It's probably me, because look who this guy's a fan of. But yeah, so let's get started. You want to go first? We'll just first say our first place.
Alright, so first place, I hate to do it, but I have City.
Classy opinion. I also have City. I feel like there's nowhere else you can go with this one. I mean, we're just the best team. Good transfer window. I feel like we didn't need too much, but we got what we needed for not that much money, by the way. We were in the positive, so no oil merchant comments this year. And yeah, I think we'll get first again.
Alright, so my top four is kind of basic. In second place, I have Liverpool. It's got to happen.
Explain why you got Liverpool in there.
Liverpool, I mean, I just don't think any team's better than them at the moment, other than City. So I have them first.
Yeah.
Third place, I have Chelsea. I mean, they have some good transfers. They got snubbed by Barcelona, but I think they'll do well this year. Fourth place, I have Man United. I mean, a lot of people are doubting them, like this man right here. I think they'll fare well this year. Finish top four, get Champions League again, and we'll finish right back where we need to.
I don't know what you mean again. Like y'all got Champions League last year. But okay. Second place, I have Liverpool. Yeah, I just don't think anyone can really beat Liverpool out. I think they got a better squad. Not a great transfer window, but they're still better. Third place, I have Tottenham. I think Tottenham had a good transfer window other than spending so much money on Richarlison, but they got a lot of good players. And yeah, I think they'll be good. I think Conte is a great manager, so I think they'll have a really successful season, even though I hate to say it. We do not like Tottenham on this podcast. And then fourth, I have Arsenal. I think Arsenal, they're still a work in progress, but I think I like Mikel Arteta, and I think they had a pretty good window. I think Jesus is going to be fantastic for them. So I think Arsenal will end up getting fourth and get that Champions League that they missed out on last year. Alright, just go spot by spot now. So
Alright, in fifth place, I have Tottenham. I mean, they had a good transfer window, but it's history that Tottenham, they'll bottle top four again, like they always do. They won't do it 2 seasons in a row, in my opinion, but they will do well this season.
Okay, so I don't know what he's talking about with Tottenham bottling top four. Didn't they get top four last year?
Yeah, I said they won't do it 2 seasons in a row.
Oh, they won't get top four 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, so in fifth place for me, Chelsea. I think they're gonna have a real weak year. I do not think the transfer window was good at all. I think they didn't fill up a lot of holes, and they gave away a lot of players for free, which they needed, like Christensen and Rudiger. I think it's gonna be a big hit on the team. And yeah, I don't really like what they got going there. Their offense sucks. Raheem Sterling is just like a Band-Aid on the thing. Because he's fine. He'll probably be good there, but only because their offense is so bad. Don't let it get confused. Raheem Sterling is not that good. But yeah, I think Chelsea will have a bit of an off year. See them in Europa League next season. Who do you have six?
Sixth place, I have Arsenal. Another team we don't like in this podcast, Arsenal.
I disagree. I like Arsenal's my second favorite big
No,
six.
we do not like Arsenal on this podcast.
We like Arsenal. We like Arsenal.
Now, Arsenal, Jesus has been good for Arsenal. I think he will do well this season, but it's not enough to carry them into the top four at all. And Mikel Arteta is a clown, by the way. All right, you can go.
7 goals in 4 preseason games, man. That's getting them top 4 for sure. Sixth place, I have Bournemouth. no, I'm just playing with y'all. Sixth place, I have United. I like their manager. About the only thing I like about the team. They have a bad history. Okay. Being serious, United, they have an awful squad right now. One of the worst squads they've had. They have lazy players. They just have bad players. Like, I don't know how Matic is still on a Big Six team playing like substantial minutes. He did leave.
Yes.
But he was on the Big Six team for so long. That just speaks to how bad United is, man. Like if you look at their squad, they look atrocious compared to other Big Six teams. But I also think they'll get 6 only because none of the other teams outside of the Big Six are really making moves other than Newcastle. But I just don't think Newcastle is gonna come up to the Big Six that quickly. So yeah, I have United at 6.
Alright, in my 7th place spot, I have West Ham, a team we do like on this podcast. West Ham has been class recently under David Moyes. I just don't think they're better than any of the 6 teams in front of them. I mean, they could surprise us and do well. Declan Rice, he wants to come home to Old Trafford, but
Declan Rice is class.
He has been a rock in that squad, and I think they'll fare well this year under David Moyes again.
Not gonna lie, it's the first I've heard of Declan Rice wanting to go to United. It's the first I've heard of anyone wanting to go to United in the past 3 years. But next I have Newcastle. So I just talked about them. I think Newcastle is going up so fast. Like, they have a ton of money, obviously, but they're still spending their money well and making good moves. And I think Eddie Howe's a good manager. He helps the young players a lot. And I think Newcastle is gonna get Conference League this year. I think that's a great season for them.
It's a good take. Don't mind it. All right, my 8th place spot, I have Aston Villa. I mean, Aston Villa, they've been a weak squad in the past, but they under some recent transfers that they've acquired, I think they'll do well this year and finish 8th place. I mean, it's solid for them under Steven Gerrard, unexperienced manager. But yeah.
Doesn't sound like you're a big Stevie G fan.
Not at all.
Okay. In 8th place, I have West Ham. I think they'll be decent this season. I didn't think they finished the season very strong last year, but I mean, they're still a pretty talented squad. They had a pretty good transfer window, and I think they'll have a good year. I think David Moyes is a great manager, and I think 8th is a good season for them. Even though they got top 7 last year, I think they wouldn't mind 8th.
Alright. In my 9th place spot, I have Leicester City. I mean, 0 transfers the whole summer. That's a bit crazy. But they still have a solid squad. But I think they'll finish lower than expected, and that's why I have them at 9th place.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I think Leicester's going to be 9th. I think 0 transfers in the summer is stupid. You shouldn't do it. You should never do it. But I don't think it'll affect them that much next season. It'll probably affect them in the long term more. I mean, they kept Yuri Tielemans, which is huge. They kept all their players. I think they have a great squad. If they can avoid injuries this year, I think they can. I think they'll get 9th, but I think they could really challenge for higher. I think they're a really good squad.
In my 10th place spot, I have Newcastle. I mean, Newcastle, under their new owner, the Saudi Prince, they've recently acquired a shit ton of a lot of money, and they've done well with that money. I rate Eddie Howe as a manager. I think he's a class manager. I mean, he kept Bournemouth up for like 3 seasons in the Prem. Way too long. And Joe Linton at the 10 role, he's actually a powerhouse. So I think he'll do well there this year, and that's why I have Newcastle finishing 10th.
Okay, I like that. I like that take. Villa at 10th for me. So I think Villa, they got a good manager. They got a decent squad. They got Coutinho in the transfer window. They got a couple other smaller players. I think they're good, but I really think this middle of the table, probably really 8th to around 12th, it's really tight. These teams are all going to be battling all season for a meaningless spot because none of them are going to get any European placement or get relegated. So they're battling for a meaningless spot, but I do think there'll be some great games in that middle of the table, and I think Villa will get 10th.
I don't mind that take at all.
We have a break. We have a surprise on the podcast today. I went out this morning, went to the vitamin shop, bought some stuff. So, in 3, 2, 1. Voila. Prime. Today, our short section is a Prime taste test. So, we're going to go through all these. I've never had them before. I think he's had one flavor.
I've had the great flavor. It was decent, but we'll see how these other flavors do.
Yeah, we'll give our unbiased opinions, and maybe we'll even auction a half-drinking Prime away to a lucky viewer if you comment down below. I love Isaac Shear Soccer, and make sure you're subscribed. So, yeah, let's start. Lemon lime. confirm.
What do you give it?
I'm thinking it's like a 6. I don't know. It tastes alright, but it needs to be a little more zesty. It's a little too sweet.
I'm gonna go with Isaac here. I think that's. So I'll go 5 out of 10. I'm a big lemon lime guy. It's my favorite Gatorade flavor, but this one is just extremely sweet.
I don't even really like Gatorade that much, but lemon lime Gatorade is like the best flavor. Alright. Now we got blue raspberry. I'm not a big blue raspberry guy. Think it's a BS flavor.
I agree with that. Overrated flavor.
Yeah. This one tastes like a popsicle. It's too sweet for me, honestly. It needs a little more, just a little less sweetness, honestly. Otherwise, it's good. Tastes pretty good.
Tastes exactly like a blue raspberry popsicle. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. I think it's less sweet than the lemon lime one, which I like. So it's a bit more mellow.
Yeah, I think that's good. I do love the branding in Prime, especially this one. This bottle's sick. So
Sponsor us.
yeah, this is Ice Pop. This used to be my ice cream truck.
I have high hopes for this one.
I like that one the best. That's an 8. I may drink that one. It's super sweet, so I probably wouldn't drink it during like actually anything athletic, but it does taste good. It tastes like an ice pop. I do love me an ice pop.
I'll go 8 out of 10 too. Tastes like an ice pop. Tastes how you would think it is, and it's less sweet than the lemon lime one, which was just.
This, don't get this one.
Yeah, that
I'm
one
not
is
gonna
just.
lie. Yeah, I do not think that's a 6 actually. Yeah, that was really bad.
Alright.
Last one. Tropical Punch.
Oh, it's cherry.
I don't really like Tropical Punch, but we'll try it. Well, actually, yellow Tropical Punch is good, just not red Tropical Punch.
I'd go.
Oh my god.
Car.
Okay.
Isaac, your soccer's good.
I don't know.
Soccer players to come to.
I've been in arms once a week for like the past 2 weeks, and I still can't open this, man. Look. Oh, I got it.
Jesus.
Bottles are too hard. No, that one's an 8 too. That one's good. It has a little bit of that citrus flavor that I love.
I could go for Tropical Punch. You know, I like the Tropical Punch body armor and Tropical Punch Liquid IV. Sponsor me. But we'll get into this one real quick. I think that's an 8 too. These two right here are less sweet than these two right here, and I think that really helps the rating boost up, and they're also good flavors.
Yeah. So someone sponsor us, man.
Yeah.
We'll give you a free episode, and then you only gotta pay us a few grand an episode, man. Like, we get at least 20 views each podcast, so you might as well sponsor
Solid
us.
20 viewers.
Yeah, so. Oh, make sure you subscribe, too. I haven't said this yet. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So, I know it's been a while, but I'm gonna start posting weekly. So make sure you go down below, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, say what you want us to do next, and we'll do it. So, okay, so next we're doing fact or fiction. I'm gonna ask him 3 different facts, or they could be fiction, and he has to answer, and whoever gets the most right out of the last one, and this one, and the next podcast gets all of my money from views from these podcasts. So, okay, I got my facts, now we're ready for fact or fiction. So Colin, the first one is, so you answer these fact or fiction.
Alright.
France has won the most World Cups ever.
Fiction.
You got that right?
It's Brazil.
Okay, he knows that one. I guess maybe that one was a bit too easy. I'll give you a bonus point on the last one. Yeah, a bonus point option. United is the best club in Manchester.
Fact.
It's fiction. That is fiction. Man City is the best. You gotta win trophies, man. And I'm sorry, but Europa Leagues don't count for much.
United is top 3 club ever.
That's just even more fiction. Okay, Mo Salah had the most goal contributions in the world last year?
In the world.
Okay. Mo Salah had the most goal contributions in a top 5 league last year.
I'll say fact.
Fiction. It was Kareem Benzema.
Was it really?
Alright, I'll give you a bonus point if you can tell me who was second.
Tell you who was second in goal contribution?
Tell me who was second.
Kevin De Bruyne.
I feel like that was easy. It was actually Mo Salah. Okay, so he got 2 points.
Yeah.
No, 1 point.
Okay, the second one was opinion based.
Not really. Okay, so he got 1 point. So Gavin is ahead of him. So
How much did Gavin
on 2.
Which one? Oh, you got some different questions though.
Yeah, I got some different questions. Unlucky, man. You will not be getting my view money. Okay, so let's get back to the table. I think we had finished the top 10, so now we're at 11th. So.
Okay. Alright, in my 11th place, I have Leeds. I mean, with the signing of the best U.S. men's national team player currently, Brendan Aronson, Leeds, I think they will do well. Tyler Adams, he was a bit of a overrated signing. I think he's an overrated player.
I agree with that. Is that all you have for Leeds?
They're also a solid squad. I think they'll fare well this year. I keep saying that. But anyways, I think they'll do well this year. I mean, 11th place, it's not bad for them, but they could do better and surprise everybody.
Yeah. So, I have Palace 11th. These few were tough. I'm not gonna lie. I spent a good amount of time thinking about these. But Palace, I like their manager. I think they're a young squad. They got a lot of energy. They just have a lot of momentum coming into this season. So I think they're gonna have a really successful year. I think Eze is fantastic. They didn't really lose anybody. I don't know if they gained anybody either. But I think they'll finish 11th. Great year for Palace because they finish 14th every year.
Alright, it's not bad. It's not bad. My 12th spot, I have Everton. I mean, they gave away with Charleston. Did they gain anybody?
No.
So they didn't gain anybody. I mean, listen, Everton, they've only been a bang average squad. And again, this is what they'll be this year, bang average. But, Lampard's at the wheel. He's such a shocking manager. I don't rate him all. But I think Everton will do decently well this year and finish in the 12th spot.
So basically what he's saying is the team that barely survived relegation last year and only lost a player who has a shocking manager is average. They're going to get to well.
Yeah.
I do not agree with that at all.
Bang average.
I'll just say that. You will not be hearing Everton come out of my mouth for a little while. Next place, I have Brighton. I actually think Graham Potter's the top 5 manager in the Prem. I think he's fantastic. He's just not working with a great squad. But I think the squad is good enough to get 12th place. They'll do fine. It's a decent season. Not much to say about it.
Back to my 12th spot, Everton. They actually did gain a defender, James Tarkowski from Burnley. Class defender, which I think will do well for them.
Yeah, maybe they won't concede 3 goals again. Maybe only 2.5 this year.
Frank Lampard.
Oh,
I'll go on to my 13th spot. I have Brighton. Graham Potter, again, top 5 manager in the Prem. He's done a lot with Brighton, which a lot of managers wouldn't do with Brighton. He's worked well with them. They've done the same to him. They've done well in recent years, and I think that's why they'll finish 13th this year. They haven't reached their full potential yet.
Yep, I like that take. I think Brighton would have been relegated if they didn't have Graham Potter. They would not have been in the league this long. So, for my 13th spot, I have Nottingham Forest. Wait, are we at 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Nottingham Forest. I don't know anything about Nottingham Forest, but they got J-League. So, how could they not do good this year? So, 13th, that's a great season for a promotion team. They're my highest promotion team on the list, and it's not that close, so I'm liking Nottingham. You're up next. What you got for 14th?
14th, I have Wolves. Again, no transfers like Leicester City, but Wolves is just like... They gave away Traore, their number 1 go-to guy, pace abuser down the wing, who just puts some balls left and right. And Jimenez, decent striker. He's been a bit ruined ever since the head injury at Arsenal. So I just don't think he'll be enough for them. And they have decent midfielders like Coutinho and Neves, who are solid players, but they're getting to that age where they can't do everything for Wolves. And then their defense is kind of shocking. Connor Cody carries, but he doesn't do enough as well. That's why I think they'll finish 14th.
Yep. Next, I have Leeds. I like their transfers. I agree that Tyler Adams is a bit overrated. I love Brendan Aronson. I think he's actually the future of the U.S. men's national team. Him, McKennie, if McKennie quits doing dumb stuff. But I think Leeds, they'll have a decent season. Their manager is a manager. He's fine. He'll do the job and keep him up, but not a great season, I won't lie.
Alright, in 15th place, I have Nottingham Forest. They've actually done very well with their transfers this year, getting Jay Lings and Dean Henderson, two class players from the best team in Manchester, which I think will carry them to do well this season. I mean, Jay Lings will be their main guy this season, and I think he will do extremely well for them and help them get 15th place and stay up even higher.
Yep. So, next, I have Wolves. I agree with Colin a lot on this one. I think they have some good players. They have some solid players. I don't think Jimenez has been very good since his head injury, but I think Neto, Matinho, Connor Cody, those are some solid guys, but I just don't see it, man. They're just an aging squad. They don't have much going forward. They're just kind of weak right now, so I don't see them having a great season.
I agree with that. In my 16th spot, I have Crystal Palace. Now listen, I am a huge fan of Eze. I think he's a class player, and he will do a lot for Crystal Palace, but it will not be enough to get them into a decent spot. Zaha, he's a bit of a head case. He does well for the first game, maybe. And then after that, it's just downhill. He just fumes at everybody, but Eze, he is a class player and will do well for the team this year. But again, other than Eze and Zaha, dead squad.
I think Zaha had a very underrated season last year. I think he had a great season. Next, I have Brentford. I think they won't do great. I think they will avoid relegation, though. They were doing great to end last season, all because Eriksson came in and they looked like a whole new squad. I don't think they can carry this momentum. I don't think they have enough good players to have a successful season, but I think they're good enough to stay out of relegation.
I'm going to agree with Oscar on that one, and that's why I have Brentford in my 17th place. I mean, Eriksson came in and changed the squad. They still do have good players like Tony, and they have a few underrated ballers, but they will survive relegation, but I don't think the players will do enough to keep them any higher, but they won't get relegated.
Man, can you disagree with me, man? You're agreeing with me too much. Next, I have Southampton. I don't think they're very good. I think they have a decent manager in a pretty bad squad. That's why I have them 17th. I think they will just barely avoid relegation. Some people actually think Southampton's going to have a good year, and that's why I made my podcast, to shoot down those type of things, because they will not have a good year. So that's why I have them at 17th.
I have Southampton at 18th. Mm-hmm. Listen, Ralph Hasenhüttl, however you pronounce his last name. I actually like him as a manager, but Southampton, again, done out squad. They're just such a boring team to watch, and they have not done well in recent years, and that's why I think they will be getting relegated this year, and it will finally happen, because they've just not improved their squad at all, and they're an extremely boring team to watch.
I agree. I think Southampton is the most boring team to watch in the Prem. Now they've run these out. Okay, so next I have Fulham. Everyone talks about Mitrovic. He does it every time. I think this will maybe be his best Prem season. I think he'll get 10 goals. Nothing near his championship production. I think it'll get them very close to Southampton, very close to not getting relegated, but in the end, they'll go down. So, unfortunate for Fulham.
In my 19th spot, I have Bournemouth. Good championship squad, but in the Prem, after they lost Eddie Howe, because he was the only man that could keep them alive. Bournemouth, they're just not good in the Prem. They don't really have any people who can stand out in the Prem, I feel like, and that's why they'll finish 19th.
Yep. So, 19th, I have Everton.
Oh.
Way different from where you have Everton. I think Frank Lampard, bad manager. I think their squad awful. Their best player is Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and they don't have many other decent players, honestly. So I think they're going to get 19th. I think it's going to be an awful season from the start for Everton. I mean, they barely survived relegation last year, and they lost somebody. They got $60 million, which I don't know what they're going to use that for in the championship. So, yep, I got Everton at 19th.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I agree with some of the stuff you're saying, but Everton's not finishing 19th. Yes, Lampard is a bad manager, and they are a dead team, but they do have some prospects coming up. Josh Gordon, class player. He will carry them this season. DCL, he will not do well this season. I think he's more focused on fashion than anything, and that's what's going to drive him away from performing up to his standards in the Prem.
Like a Bellerin.
Bellerin. And Everton, they're not like they're not a bad enough squad to get relegated, but they're just a mid-table team, and that's what they're always going to be until they get Lampard out from under the wheel and DCL out from that striker position to find a real forward.
I don't know how you could possibly say that Josh Gordon is going to carry them to 12th place.
Mark my words.
Josh Gordon can carry a team to 19th place maybe, but 12th place? Okay.
Scouse baller.
Okay, so who do you got for 20th?
20th Fulham. I mean, Mitrovic, fat Serb lad. He won't do well in the Prem. I'm not a fan of Mitrovic. I think to be a fan of him, he needs to lose some pounds, really get focused on the game, and lose some of his ego. Yes, he did very well in the championship last year. What, like 30, 32 goals?
I think he had 40 something.
40?
No,
Maybe he did
insane
have 40 goals.
numbers.
Insane numbers, but that's also the championship. I mean, he's a poacher.
Yeah.
I think he will grab some goals for Fulham in the Prem. I agree with Isaac. I think he'll grab 10, but that's going to be the only 10 goals they have this season. And that's why they're going to go right back up and come right back down.
Okay, for 20th, I have Bournemouth. Do I need to even explain it? It's Bournemouth. They don't have anything going for them. They'll get 20th place. It won't be close. I could see them getting 15 points or less this year. They're having an awful season, and yeah, they'll get 20th, go back to the championship, probably get promoted in a few more years, and get 20th again in the Prem. So that's our Prem predictions. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Colin, for coming on the podcast and not being way too biased towards Man United.
Try not to be, but it was hard.
Wouldn't be that hard, honestly. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.